What's up, just David? Hello, Kathy. Hey, St. Bart. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, peeps. We are in for a night. And what's up, Donoski? Hey, Win Dixie. Hey, Brianna. Gosh, you guys are coming in fast. What's up, Magical Unicorn? Essie, good to see you. Hey, Gemini. What is up, YouTube and Facebook folks? Hey, Eric, good to see you. Hey, Penny G, Monica, the other Cheryl. Hey, Denise, good to see you. Let's see. Gosh, it's going really fast. What's up, Black Rose? What's up, Brittany? Hey, Marky. What's up, K Down? Who else have I got? Blue Nevada, Deborah. Good to see you guys. Hey, Sweet and Sour. Michelle, good to see you. What's up, DJ? Hey, Ash. What's up, Sherry? Hey, Lavonda. Hey, Jamie. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure that you guys, I look more refreshed. Good. I'm glad. At least I look the part. Yeah. Yeah. So, folks over on YouTube and Facebook, make sure that you say hi. If you don't, I cannot see that you are there. So, unlike what I'm seeing on TikTok, I don't see that on YouTube and Facebook when you join unless you speak. So, make sure that you speak so that I can say hi. What's up? Let me just see. Who, woo, woo, woo. You were heading over. What's up, Liz? Good gosh, it's going really fast. So listen, if I'm not saying your name, just know it's going so fast that I can't say your name and I'm not ignoring you. Um, so I have let me just say this. I took a break. What's up, Cheryl over there? I took a break this afternoon. Thank you for subscribing. And just kind of disengaged for a minute. What's up, Janie? Good to see you. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Iris. And but I happened to see something in preparing to come on live last night. I'm not sure which one, but Penny, I'm glad you loved it. So listen, hey, Sire. Um, I saw something that I really want to talk about. What's up, Lauren? She's doing all right, DJ. Thanks, Vanessa. And I really want to talk about it. And I'm not sure when you're talking about Pete Hegseth's report. I don't know if it's the one that I've already been talking about or something new that came out. So you got to tell me what you mean when you're talking about Hegseth, right? I don't know if you mean the police report. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I do want to talk about something else. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. What's up, Mary Shaw? Because I did see something else that, to be quite frank, I'm so mad at some of y'all right now. And when I say that, I don't mean for you to take it personally, although I am taking it kind of personally because some of y'all voted for this shit, and I'm kind of getting like really frustrated with it because nothing on the interview with his victim. Oh no, I didn't. Nope, I haven't, and that's okay. Um, yeah, the way your head just whipped to the side. I'm going to tell you why. Not y'all, as in my subscribers, my people, but other people. And the reason why I'm mad is because some of you all that are listening actually voted for this shit that is coming, and I spent so many hours sharing so much information, trying to explain to folks what was coming, right? And what's up, Titus? Hey, Deb. And a lot of people just wanted to pretend like it wasn't a thing, right? So many of you all were like, oh, you know what? He said he doesn't know anything about Project 2025. So it's not his thing. It's not his agenda. It's not happening, blah, 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 blah. Elon is not buying this app, Natural Burst, baby. It's not a thing. Listen, ByteDance is not selling their algorithm. I don't give a shit what Elon Musk says. So it's not happening. Okay. And so here's the thing that makes me angry is some of you all, this shit is going to hit really close to home. So I have got a question for every single person that is listening to me right now. I want to know if you know anyone that is in your family or that you are friends with that work for the federal government as a civil service employee. How many of you all have someone that works in civil service in your family, in your community that you're friends with? How many of you all have people that work in the government? How many of you? Facebook, YouTube, how many of you? Because I spent a lot of time talking about this thing, and the shit is like already coming into fruition right now. And we're going to talk about it because I just TikTok, the number of you all that are like me, my best friend, my parents, my this, my that. I know someone, I know someone, I know someone. There's tons of you all. Anybody on Facebook, YouTube, you guys have friends or family members, Janie, as a consultant? Anybody that you know that has where their actual their pay level starts with the words GS, GS 13, GS 12, GS 15? Any of you guys got that? What's up, Lee? Yeah, you know some of those people? Do you know any of those people whose pay scales start with GS and they voted for Kamala Harris in this last election? You know anybody? You know anybody that it starts with a GS and they voted for Kamala Harris in this last election? Or they donated to a Democratic candidate or the Democratic Party? Yeah. Well, their jobs are in jeopardy. And I told you all this was coming months ago. Months ago. And it is here. So I'm going to tell you right now, go ahead and get out your little pen and paper so you can get ready to jot this down. Got it? So when you all say that MAGA doesn't care, MAGA will care when it's they damn mama and daddy getting fired. Right? They'll care when they don't have a damn job no more. They'll care. So let me just explain this. All right. So, well, Jim, let's see. What do you have to say? You have disabled Vietnam vet. Let's just see. I'm inviting you to the panel, Jim. Jim 56 Nam. Go ahead and join the panel. I sent you like a personal invitation. So all you got to do is hit accept and you're going to come right up here and we can have a conversation because you typed the word bull, which to me would indicate that you think that I'm not accurate about something. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. Yep, Sherry. Hey, good evening, Jim. How are you?
I'm fine.
So when you said bull, what were you referring to? Oh, he's gone. Jim, where'd you go? What happened? I didn't do anything. I turned my volume up. Well, damn. Okay. I guess Jim didn't have anything to say. Jim, feel free to come back and request to come up. Okay. I don't know what Jim was doing, right? I don't see him. So Jim, feel free to come back. All right. So let me just say this to you all. So I don't know if you all saw a report today by the Associated Press. Okay. And the Associated Press, the headline says this: Trump team is questioning civil servants at the National Security Council about the commitment to his agenda. There are government employees at the National Security Council who are being asked who they voted for, right? They are being asked who they gave political contributions to and whether or not they made social media posts that could be considered incriminating by President-elect Donald Trump's team. I want to say that again. Incoming senior Trump administration officials have begun questioning career civil servants who work on the White House's National Security Council about who they voted for, who they gave political contributions to, and whether they made social media posts, right? Well, it should be considered illegal to ask, Scott. But again, I already told you all about the executive orders that Trump did in his first administration. And we are going to talk about it now. It doesn't matter if they answer today or not, because those things are easily findable, right? It's easily, all you got to do is go to a candidate's campaign contributions and you can look up somebody's name to see who they donated to. This is not hard to find. They can scour social media just like that, right? So this information is not hard to find. Literally, you guys, there are already civil service employees that have begun to pack up their things in anticipation of being fired. Now, here's what's so interesting about that is that typically these civil servants have union protections. They have collective bargaining agreements where they're not supposed to just be able to be fired and let go of willy-nilly for any reason. Like there's supposed to be a notification process. There's supposed to be a hearing process. There's supposed to be an appeal process before the Merit Review Board. There's supposed to be all of these things in place. Well, it's on the Wayback Machine, Titus. Even if they delete it, it's on the Wayback Machine. Now, I want to be very clear about this, okay? I told you all about Executive Order 13957 in September, October, right? We talked about it back then. And we talked about the 3 executive orders that were done before that executive order, all the way back then, right? We talked about the report from the Government Accountability Office about the impact of Schedule F, right? We talked about it. But apparently some people don't believe fat meat's greasy or that shit stinks. And I'm here to tell you that both of those things are true. So I'm going to outline a couple of things for you, and I want to share these executive orders. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's a lot. And the way that they are outlined in Project 2025 is deceptive, right? Yeah, Sheldon, I don't know where Jim went. I don't know, and I don't care. But I'm here to tell you that right now, listen, folks, this is me printing out the documents to go over. What's up, Melanie Crane? Good to see you. Right? Hey, Sherry. And so I'm here to tell you 100% right now that I'm not playing tonight when it comes to trolls and bullshit. I'm not doing it tonight. I will immediately ask you to get up on the panel or you will be muted and booted from the live, because what I'm talking about affects the livelihood of people and it affects the security of the nation. And I'm not here to play around with things. I'm not here to act like, oh, well, we're just talking on social media and it don't really mean anything. No, it means something. And every single person that is listening to what I'm saying best be taking notes, and you better be in touch with your damn people in Congress. I am here to tell you right now. And if you are a Republican, if you considered yourself to be a MAGA, I definitely want you to hear. So this is what I want you to do right now. If you know somebody in your life that voted for Donald Trump, go ahead and share this live with them. Invite them to come hear the information that I'm about to put out. That's what I want you to do. Invite your Republican and MAGA folks to come in here. And I promise you, I will be respectful. I will be nice, but I will be assertive. I will be direct, and I will be very fucking informative. I want every single one of them to be in here and listening to what I'm saying. Because it's important, folks. So, if you are new to my live, do me a favor and put a 1 in the comments. If you have never ever been in one of my lives before, do me a favor and put a 1 in the comments. I have printed out quite a few things tonight. This is one thing. This is another thing. This is another thing. This is another thing. This is another thing. And this is another thing. All right. Welcome, new people. I know I sound slightly like roar tonight, but it's for good reason. And you might be feeling the way that I feel after I talk with you tonight. But let me kind of share with you the way that I do things in this space. Okay. So one of the things that I don't do is rage bait. Good to see you, Teague. Glad to see you. So I don't do rage baiting. I don't do fighting. I don't do like any of those types of things. That's just not the way that I get down in this space. There are a lot of people out there that are talking about politics, and all they want to do is argue with each other and call each other names and all of those things. That's not what I do here. So if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you're interested in, go ahead and go to somebody else's live, because that's not the space that's not what I do here. Okay. We like to have fact-based conversations in this space. We like to have dialogue and even discourse. We don't have to agree, but we do it following 4 simple guidelines. 1, be respectful at all times. That's it. Number 1, be respectful to me, to the other people in the chat. Just be respectful. Okay. Number 2, do not use slurs of any kind. If you use slurs in my lives, you will get muted and booted from this live, because again, it's not how I run my space, right? Number 3, do not type in all caps unless you are a moderator or you are receive grace, because all caps is meant for things that I need to see, or you have a difference in your vision ability. and you've let me know, like receive grace, and then you can type in all caps. Okay. Number 4, do not spam my comments. So if you've got something you want to say and you disagree with me or whatever, that's cool. Say it once, say it twice. Don't say it 5 and 6 and 7 times and clog up my comments, because that tells me that you're not here for a real productive conversation and you're just here to distract. And again, you will get muted and then booted from my space. So as long as you can do those things, folks, we will get along just fine. Okay. So in other words, act like somebody raised you right, or you ended up finding some sort of manners on your own as an adult. What's up, Sonny? What you got?
Well, I was raised in a bar, so
I cannot with you. I'm not doing that with you. What's up, sis?
Okay, so no, I came over here because I just want to make a public service announcement, people, because I got this in my live earlier when I was on. Listen, please, if you are a veteran, family of veterans, love a veteran, know a veteran, please understand that the only people that can make changes to veterans benefits, folks, is Congress. It has come to my attention that there are veterans on TikTok who are telling other veterans that Trump is taking your benefits away when he gets in office. He cannot unilaterally do that, folks. He cannot. Only Congress can make any laws or change any laws that will affect veterans' benefits. So please, folks, please stop worrying about what Trump says and what his minion says, because he can't do an executive order. He can't do any of those things. Okay, beautiful people? So I don't care what veteran is on TikTok saying these things. It is not true. And please understand, benefits are being expanded right now. Have you heard about the GI Bill expansion? Yes, go look it up. The Supreme Court ruling that just came down last week, where they are expanding GI benefits. If you have 2 periods of service and you served during the first Gulf War, and then you had a second period of service after 9/11, guess what? You can have GI Bill and you can do the post 9/11. And they are expanding from 36 months to 48 months. Okay? And if you didn't use the GI Bill and you opted for the post 9/11, they're restoring GI Bill benefits. Okay?
So for those of you guys who do not know, Sonny works for HEC, which is the actual place that it's the eligibility office. Like, that's what she does. Not only is she a veteran, but she works for HEC. So Sonny knows her shit. Now, everybody knows that Trump is saying they want to make you lose benefits. They want to change things. And so we know that those are the things that they are saying. What we also want people to know is that it's not that damn simple, and Congress has to do it. And I think Congress would be kind of scared to take things away from veterans. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Go ahead, Sonny.
Listen, it's also the Republicans that are expanding the benefits, people. So it's not just the Democrats that are expanding, it's also the Republicans that have been expanding. If you have not realized how many things have been expanded, go check it out. There are a lot of bills that have been placed into law, that have been signed into law, that expand benefits. And here's the other things for you folks that are worrying about if you're going to get a check. They just did the bill for 2025, which included more money to make sure that veterans are getting their compensation, their pensions, and also for PAC Act veterans. Okay?
So if you are not following Sonny, folks, listen, if you're not following Sonny on TikTok and you're a veteran, or you know someone who is a veteran, or someone in your family is a veteran, you should follow Sonny on TikTok. Somebody type Sonny's actual TikTok handle in the comments for me. She does lives about veterans benefits and veterans information every weekday, because she don't do weekends. She does them, girl. She does them every weekday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Yes, Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. So she is a no Irish. They won't just do his bidding. I want people to stop saying that. She is Sunny, SUNNE 38. So at SUNNE 38. Okay.
Yes, it's much. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of things that they will do. We know this. Cutting benefits for veterans, trust me, is not on the list. If it was on the list, he'd have got it done the first time. He didn't touch benefits. Instead, he did the Mission Act. He expanded community care, urgent care, those things.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that just got expanded, even more under this new law that just came out. So please believe me when I say, I don't care who tells you that, it is not freaking true. Period. And I would be the first to know, because I'm going to be the one implementing any laws that come down the pike.
Yeah. So please make sure you follow Sunny. Appreciate you, Sunny.
I just had to say that because I got so pissed off in my life. It was like so many people, but the vets on TikTok, and I'm like, listen, if I was just a vet,
right,
and not actually working for VA, I wouldn't be on here telling you what I'm telling you.
Right.
Okay, but it's because I work for them, because I implement the laws that Congress passed, folks. I implement the laws, okay? And so I'm not telling you anything that I don't know.
From firsthand, actual professional experience.
Yes.
Like it's her job.
Daily.
Yeah, it's her job. That's what she does.
So stop panicking, folks, and stop. And those that, if you got something in here that's spreading that mistruth, please stop, because you're making veterans very nervous.
Yes, 100%.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to come on here and say.
Appreciate you, Sunny, as always.
Absolutely beautiful.
Love you.
Look at you, just looking gorgeous.
Well, thank you, doll. It's listen, look it until you become it. Because my ass is tired. But it's okay.
It's okay. You have a lot of work to do, honey.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, I'm so I think that what's really frustrating me, Sunny, and I don't know why I'm getting really emotional right now, but I am. I am so tired of people just fucking like acting like they're giving up already. And people just repeat stuff with no fact, with no foundational evidence, with no nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how I feel when I hear people talk about VA stuff and don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right.
Please just stop.
And it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me, for folks. So Teresa, you're on TikTok. If you come into TikTok right now, you can actually click on Sunny's face and give her a follow, and then just send her a direct message on TikTok. Sunny, shit, I can even like connect y'all via phone or whatever. But Sunny, this is a friend of mine from back home, with her husband's benefits.
Well, I mean, just reach out to me directly.
That's all you got to do, and she'll help.
If we need to have a telephone, a phone conversation, definitely. If you send me a message, please tell me what it's about.
Yep.
And leave me your number, and I will give you a call tomorrow. No problem. And if I need to reach out to some folks on your behalf, I certainly will do it.
Yeah, Sunny, I got to schedule some time with you.
Yes, you.
I know I do. I really know I do. And it is, it's just like with all the other things. It's like, how do I find, I don't have time, but I have to make time.
I am up at 6:45 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard. You can call me as early as that.
Okay. Yeah, girl, at 6:45, I'll be getting these kids ready to take them to school. But yeah, we're going to do that. Yes. Hey, that is 100%. Rylene, yes. Sunny, I do want to do a podcast with you. Now that I have the podcast up and running, I do want to do a podcast with you where we can talk about all the things that you already know, the things that you are an expert at, all of those things, so that we can get it out. So let's tell me what your calendar looks like when we can set aside a time, like an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
And then we'll do that.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm going to be traveling between now and like the first week of December, but like the middle of this, not December. Jesus Christ.
I said, what year? Where are you at?
I mean, my summer is like really booked, but I meant to say until like the first week of February.
Yeah.
But after that, then we can pin something for sure.
Okay, perfect. Works for me. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Love you, mean it, chick. All right.
Love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. So listen, folks. So Yeah, listen, I do have a Calendly and I am terrified to put it up, but I'm going to have to do that and just start giving people a link because it's really hard for me, right? She's still Christmas shopping done, Levy. But it's just difficult for me to manage everything and I don't really know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to make it happen. All right, so listen, there's a few things that I want to share with you right now. And I can promise you this. Listen, if you are Republican or you voted for Trump, whichever one of those two things are true, I'm going to be honest because that's just who I am, right? Um I'm going to be honest and say I'm angry at your vote. I'm going to be very honest and say that I am angry at your vote. And at the same time, I welcome you in this space because I want you to get accurate information. I really want you to get accurate information because even though you voted that way, and let me just say this, because you voted that way, I really want you in this space so that you can get accurate information, so you can have conversations with your elected officials, so you can advocate the way that you need to with the right information. And your emails are going to probably even be more impactful than mine would be. You want to know why? Because you can actually say, hey, listen, I voted for you. And here's what the fuck I found out afterwards, right? So, me, I'm going to say, no, I didn't vote for you because I knew better. And I still want you to do whatever. So, if you are a Republican, independent, whatever, and you voted for Donald Trump in this last election, I want you in the space. You are welcome here, right? I am angry about your vote, but I'm not angry at your vote because of you. I am angry at your vote because there was enough information, factual information out there that that I feel should have kept you from voting that way. And so what I want to do at this point in time is go over some of those things, right? That's what I want to do. And the one that I want to talk about, well, bless it. I think I already said that I'm not doing fuckery tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a little block already. Yeah. I'm not doing it tonight. Okay, Teresa, no worry. Yeah, listen. I'm just not. Be careful with the triple K words, Carol. You can't do triple K on TikTok, even in the comments, please. You will get my live flagged. So if I send you a direct invitation, hey Eric, love you too. If I send you a direct invitation, this is me wanting you to come up to the panel because you seem to think that you have something that needs to be heard and said, and so I'm welcoming you to the panel. Now, if I send you a direct invitation and you don't come up, right, then eventually you will be muted or booted because that means you're not here to have a real conversation, right? That's what that means. So if you want to come have a real conversation, right, then that's what we're going to do. If you're not, then you'll be muted or booted. So here we go. So for my moderators, upper management and TS whatever, they have been given direct invites. And then, oh my Lord, I'm trying to touch another name so I can do a direct invite real quick. And Tim. So upper management, Tim Larson, and the other individual have been sent. Hey Karen, good to see you. Hey upper management, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to know, does this fulfill the training that we are required to take by HR?
Okay, so first of all, can you tell me your age?
Oh, that's too personal. HR told us we are not allowed to discuss our age. We are not allowed to discuss politics, sex, or religion in the office. They said lawsuits could come through. Legal also. said that we shouldn't be doing this either. So I just wanted to know, does this fulfill the sensitivity training that HR is requiring us to do? Because we have a shareholder meeting here pretty quick, and we need to prepare for that.
What's DEI?
Diversity, inclusion, and there's also a J if you want for justice, as in social justice. The D stands for diversity. I like to think of it as Jedi.
Well, I don't care what you like to think of it. I ask you, what is DEI?
DEI?
Yeah, that's what I ask you.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay, and so tell me, what does diversity mean?
Diversity means hearing points of view from a whole bunch of different people.
That's what diversity means?
It can, but in our line of work, in our context, that's mainly what it means.
What line of work? We're on TikTok.
We're upper management. We're from corporate.
Okay, but this is okay. So pay attention to the question. What is diversity?
Diversity, as I said, it's a perspective from a whole lot of different people from different backgrounds than myself.
No, that's not what diversity is.
It is not?
No.
Well, what is it?
Well, I'm asking you.
But I answered and you said...
Well, you asked, does this fulfill the training? So I'm asking you, what is diversity?
Well,
I mean, because someone in upper management should certainly know what diversity is.
Well, that's why HR sent us here, so you could tell us.
No, I don't work for you.
Well,
See, you might be used to a time. So you might be used to a time. You might be used to a time where everyone worked for you, but that is not the world in which we live anymore. Yeah. So see, that's how it works, folks. That's how it works. See? Sometimes you just let them itty bitty folks do what they do, right? You just let them show them who they are. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Rod the bot, you can come on too, love. You want your turn? Do you want your turn, Rod the bot? I sent you an invitation too. I will take all of the baby carrot men that would like to come up here on this panel tonight. All of you baby carrot men, feel free to come and join my panel tonight. Oh, Teague, it won't get you blocked. Yeah, I'm ready. Baby carrot man, where are you? Where are you? Baby carrot man, where's Rod the bot? No, you're not coming. That was me blowing a bubble from a TikTok gift, y'all. No? Okay. So I just want you to be clear, okay? If you baby carrot men come in here running your mouth, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to give you the attention you so desperately need, right? And it will be what it is. So if you come looking for me, you might find me. Okay? Okay. Hi, Maya. Yeah. So now, are we ready to talk about business tonight? I am ready. I am ready because we have important things to talk about. So as I said at the top of this live, we have individuals who are being asked questions by the incoming Trump administration officials, and they are asking them who they voted for in the last election, who they donated campaign contributions to. They are asking them, if they are loyal or did they make social media posts. that might seem, like they are not loyal to Donald Trump, right? This is in the National Security Council's office where we know that this is happening. Now, some of you might be saying, well, what does this mean, right? Thanks, Ethan. So this should already tell you about Schedule F and what that looks like. So I know if you are one of my subscribers or you've been following me for a while, you are very familiar with Schedule F. Is there anyone that is not familiar with Schedule F that was created under Executive Order 13957 under Donald Trump in 2020? I'm going to tell you, Misty, I'm going to tell you. Okay, a lot of people aren't. All right. So let me give you a little bit of background. Before we got to Executive Order 13957, there were 3 executive orders that happened prior to that executive order. So Schedule F is a new category of civil service employees that the Trump administration and the Heritage Foundation want created so that they can indiscriminately fire government workers and replace them with people that they have trained who agree with their ideology. And this is a fact. They've had hearings in Congress about this. And I'm going to share a few things with you all so that you are informed. So first, if you know anything about Project 2025, it's entitled Mandate for Leadership, The Conservative Promise. I am on page 80. Okay. And so I'm going to give you so this I am reading. I want to be clear. I am reading directly from Project 2025. Okay. And here's what it says. The Trump administration issued Executive Order 13957 to make career professionals in positions that are not normally subject to change as a result of a presidential transition, but who discharge significant duties and exercise significant discretion in formulating and implementing executive branch policy and programs, an exception to the competitive hiring rules and examinations for career positions under a new Schedule F. What does that mean? Here's what it means. It says, listen, the whole purpose in having government employees, listen, just let me explain it to you folks. It's not illegal because it's an executive order that made it possible. So give me a second and just listen to what I'm telling you, okay? So let me be clear. What that means is we have government workers who are not subject to being replaced because we have a different president coming in, because they know how government needs to work. So regardless of what party is in the White House, these government employees know the day-to-day functions of those government jobs and what they need to do. And so they are not partisan. These positions are supposed to be nonpartisan positions where people just do the job so that the country continues to work in the way that it should work for everybody. Okay. Now, there are different classifications in the hiring process. Okay. So let's be clear. There is Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C, Schedule E, right? Schedule D, Schedule E. And they all mean different things. I'm going to go into that further in just a minute. Okay. But this is what they want to do. They want to be able to say, hey, we want you to tell us. And they've actually outlined which agencies should move positions into this new hiring category. So Schedule A, B, C, D, and E are hiring categories. So like Schedule A is specifically because it's with regard to hiring people with disabilities, right? Especially veterans. Okay, there's that. So Renee, I can't divert and talk about all of that. I just can't. We've talked about what's happening in Bakersfield prior. And I need to stay on this topic because it is very in-depth and has a lot of information. And I just don't want people to get sidetracked. Okay. So what they want to be able to do is to create a new hiring classification to target specific people so that they can bring in people that are loyal to the Trump administration, who have already been trained in the ideology and what they want them to do. Now, people are saying, well, that was written in Project 2025. Yeah, but Trump did it in October. He did it October 21st of 2020. But he did 3 executive orders before that. They were actually testing the waters for this in 2018 and 2019. Okay. Those other executive orders are executive orders 13836, 13837, and 13839. Those executive orders, right, were with regard to collective bargaining agreements, right? And what happened is a district court in Washington, D.C. put like an injunction on those executive orders, and then it was challenged, and it went to an appellate court, and that appellate court ruled against the district court, not because they were wrong, but because they did not have jurisdiction to put in the injunction that they did. And so after it went to the appellate court, okay, and that was kind of overturned, then they went ahead and got ready for a Schedule F. So let me kind of tell you what it is. Those executive orders are 13836, 13837, and 13839. Now, I want to keep going, and I want to tell you what Project 2025 went on to say. Okay, so what they say about Executive Order 13836, hey Doug, they say that it's encouraging agencies to renegotiate all union collective bargaining agreements to ensure consistency with the law and respect for management rights. That sounds great, except that's not accurate. So what you should do is, whenever somebody tells you that this tiny ass paragraph right here explains to you an entire executive order, yeah, Michael, then you know that that's BS, right? So what should we do? Well, I don't know. Maybe we should look at the entire executive order, which is this long. Do y'all see this entire executive order? Do y'all think that one little paragraph sums up everything in this order? The answer is no, it does not. That is the answer, is no, it does not. One sentence does not sum up the entire executive order. All right. So this executive order done by Donald Trump was done May 25th of 2018. All right. And this is what it says. It says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, and in order to assist executive departments and agencies in developing efficient, effective, and cost-reducing collective bargaining agreements, as described in Chapter 71 of Title V United States Codes, it is hereby ordered as followed. And they are requiring the Federal Service Labor Management Relations Statute to be interpreted in a manner consistent with the requirement of an effective and efficient government. What does that mean? Then it says, unfortunately, implementation of the statute has fallen short of these goals. CBAs and other agency agreements with collective bargaining representatives often make it harder for our agencies to reward high performers. Now, what is he talking about here? Reward high performers? Because that sounds like some corporate thing, don't it? Doesn't it sound like a corporate thing where you get like high bonuses if you achieve something? Isn't that what it kind of sounds like? Well, maybe that's because that's what they want to do. Maybe that's because that's what they want to do. So let me tell you, Project 2025, if you're on page 82, this is what they're saying. Because just so that we know, Joe Biden revoked all of these executive orders day one. Okay, so of course, what they want to do is reinstate all of these executive orders. And then they said that Congress should also consider whether public sector unions are appropriate in the first place. So let me just tell you something, GS employees, they want to come for your unions. Congress should also consider whether public sector unions are appropriate in the first place. And then he goes on to say in Project 2025, the president must rely legally on his top department and agency officials to run the government and on top White House staff employees to coordinate operations through regular cabinet and other meetings and communications. Without this political leadership, the career civil service becomes empowered to lead the executive branch without democratic legitimacy. So what is he saying? He said, listen, the right now, the way that it works is, listen, these departments and things are going to not let whoever's in the White House just run rampant and do everything. So what we want to do is get rid of all of those things, right? Right? That's what they're saying. Listen, we don't want these career civil servants telling the White House how the government should be ran. No, what we would rather do, I have read Agenda 47, Bentley's. I've read Agenda 47 and Project 2025. You got questions? I can answer them. Come on, Bentley's. I've invited you up too, Bentley's. Come on, Bentley's. Come see me so we can talk about Agenda 47. I sent you a direct invitation, Bentley's. Come see me. You seem to think that you know more than I do about something that I'm talking about. So come see me. Where you at, Bentley's? Yeah, I got time today. Yeah. No, you're not coming? All right. Then I'm going to move on. And I'm just going to assume that you are a keyboard warrior who does not have what it takes to have a direct conversation one-on-one with someone that is based in facts. Right? That's what I'm just going to assume. Since I sent you a direct invitation, I'm just going to assume that you're not here for a genuine reason and that you have no actual facts to discuss with me, and that you'd rather run your mouth in the comments than actually talk one-on-one. All right, so moving on. You ready? So, what they want to do is fully staff the ranks with political appointees. Thank you for the psychic hands, Bow Wow. Right? So read pages 80, 81, 82, and 83 of Project 2025. So let me go on and tell you the rest of what it says. I'm on Executive Order 13836. Got it? And so here's what it says after that. It says, many agencies and collective bargaining representatives spend years renegotiating their collective bargaining agreements, with taxpayers paying for both sides' negotiators. Agencies must also engage in prolonged negotiations before making even minor operational changes, like relocating office space. Oh, so you mean like moving things to the West Coast or back to different states, or, getting rid of the FBI in Washington? You mean those types of things? Is that what you mean? That you might have to go through some sort of process before you can just willy-nilly shut down the damn headquarters of the FBI? You mean that? That might be a problem? So this is what he says. Thanks, RM. He says, to fulfill this obligation, agencies should secure collective bargaining agreements that do a couple of things. Promote an effective and efficient means of accomplishing agencies' missions, like encourage the highest levels of employee performance and ethical conduct, ensure employees are accountable for their conduct and performance on the job, expand agency flexibility to address operational needs, reduce the cost of agency operations, including with respect to the use of taxpayer-funded union time. They want to get rid of your unions, folks. And are consistent with applicable laws, rules, and regulations, and do not cover matters that are by law subject to bargaining, right? And further, agencies that form part of an effective and efficient government should not take more than 1 year to renegotiate collective bargaining agreements, right? Now, I want to go back and tell you I'm not going to read all of this to you. What I want to move to, or all of the others, what I want to move to is the Government Accountability Office report. So let me share with you all what happened. So when they decided that they were going to do Executive Order 13957 under Donald Trump, that he did October 21st of 2020, because they surely thought he was going to stay in that damn White House, y'all. Okay. What happened after that is when Joe Biden was inaugurated, literally the next day after Joe Biden was inaugurated, he rescinded all of these executive orders. Okay. And so what they want them to do is to reinstate them as soon as he gets into office. Okay. That's what they would like to have happening. So I want to tell you what the Government Accountability Office said about one particular part. And TikTok, I am going to, so I'm going to show you exactly what they did and didn't do. Hold on. So Facebook and YouTube folks, I'm going to share my screen with you. Folks on TikTok, I'm going to grab you down and hopefully be able to do this in a way that y'all are going to be real close to my face for a minute, but that's because you're not going to be looking at me. And I'm moving you down so that hopefully you're going to look directly at my keyboard. And there we go. Perfect. All right. So where is my Facebook and YouTube? I need to go to, so this, what you're looking at now is the Government Accountability Report. Okay. And I want you to see what the Schedule F request would include. These agencies were required to include the official office, the position title, what the occupational series is, the pay plan and grade level, the geographic location, and the number of positions. So like you might have a title, but there might be 10 people with that title in that agency. And it says Schedule F criteria indicate as many as may apply, because they specifically want people that are in roles that determine policy, that make policy, that advocate for policy, or that have confidential access or access to confidential policies. They want a brief description of factors demonstrating confidential policy making, policy determining, and policy advocating character. So they are specifically wanting people that are involved in confidential determining, making, and advocating a policy. Okay. So this is kind of everything. And there's different people. This is the Merit Systems Protection Board that I was telling you about, the Office of the Special Counsel, all of these things. Okay. But I want to go down here and I want to tell you about a couple of what happened, because they were varied in their approach to actually fulfilling this executive order. And here's how that happened. Do I need to wipe my phone off for y'all? Hold on. Let me just check my camera. Is that better? Maybe. I was a bit blurred. All right. Yeah, Sherry, I know they got the green light to release. So let me just show you. So these are the agencies that were involved. And let me see if I can. There we go. I made it bigger. So hopefully that is better for you guys. So the Office of Management and Budget, they actually submitted the positions that they wanted. They are, I have the two oldest and they are asleep, the boss. The youngest is with her mama. The International Boundary and Water Commission, they submitted positions to be placed in Schedule F. There were 7 agencies that responded, but did not actually complete the petition to say how many agencies or how many positions they wanted moved to Schedule F. And then there were 6 agencies that said, no, we're not going to move anybody into Schedule F. And that was the Corporation for National and Community Service, the Federal Maritime Commission, the Federal Retirement Thrift Investment Board, the National Archives and Records Administration. That's a pretty important one, y'all. The National Transportation and Safety Board, and the National Labor Relations Board. So these six agencies said, no, we are not. Yes, they do. And just so that y'all know, this Office of Management and Budget, this is, Yeah, this is in my link tree, Sheldon. So Office of Management and Budget was run by Russell Vought under Trump's first administration, and he is the nominee for the second administration as well. So just so you all know, and he's also one of the guys that wrote this section of Project 2025. So just so you know, that's who this dude is in this office. Just laying that out there for you. He is one of the authors. Absolutely, Veronica. So what does this look like? Well, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So these are the people that said yes. These people said yes, but they responded, but they had not completed. And these people said, no, we're not moving anybody, right? Now, if you go on down here, I want to show you what this looks like for the Office of Budget and Management, which is Russell Vaught's place, right? They have a total of 610 employees as of the time that this executive order was in effect. They wanted to put 415 of those employees able to be removed and replaced. 87% of their workforce. They wanted to move 415 of their 610 employees over into Schedule F so they could be easily removed and replaced. I just want to be clear. Okay? This goes on. This is just the timeline. And listen, so when you submitted this, the Office of Personnel Management, it was going to have to approve this, right? Well, guess what? The Office of Personnel Management approved all but 4 of them. So of the 140 positions that they wanted to move, that was going to impact 415 people, they approved all of them except for 4. So those 136 positions that were approved would have applied to 415 employees. Oh, and I'm sorry, I said it backwards. 68% of its workforce at the time, not 86, but 68. According to the Government Accountability Office, these positions made up 75% of the employees in these positions that were approved for placement. 87% of the employees in positions approved for placement were at GS level 13 or above. Now, I need y'all to sit right here on this damn number because it is so important. I want to tell you that of the civil service employees that they wanted to be able to replace, 87% of them were between GS level 13 and GS level 15, which means these are high levels of responsibility that required specialized experience. Federal government, I mean, this is serious, y'all. And another 1% were senior level. So down here shows you the breakdown. 87% of the people that they wanted to get rid of were the most senior people in that agency. 87% of the people that they wanted to easily replace were their most senior, most experienced, most specialized people. In other words, they are the folks that know exactly how the government should be run, and they would be the hardest to get to comply. Okay. Another 12% were G9 to GS 12. 9 to 12 are senior level. Folks, that's damn near everybody. It's crazy. So this is what was happening. For those of you all who say, oh, this wasn't a thing, Trump's not Project 2025, it is a thing. And yes, he was. So U.S. International Boundary and Water Commission, 6 out of the 234. And this is what that looked like for them. But now I want to keep going because there's stuff that's important when you get into here. 7 agencies said they needed more time. That includes the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Office of Personnel Management. These executive orders were done under the Trump administration the first time. And he has said this is one of the first things he wants to do on day one. Six agencies said, no, we're not doing it. If y'all don't understand just how significant this is, I really don't know what to tell you. And the fact that these employees are already being asked, they are already being asked who they voted for, who they donated money to. That's what they're already being asked. And some of them, this is in the National Security Council where this is happening. Some of them have already begun to pack their boxes because they know they are going to be told to go. They are asking that. And listen, folks, because it's illegal now, I mean, they can ask, but they don't have to tell them if they're not threatening, right? But the reason that they're asking, these are people that are these are people that are going to be part of Trump's incoming administration. So if I'm asking you a question, but I'm not part of Trump's administration yet, and I don't actually work for them, then no, I can ask you because I don't work there. That's right. He wants to get rid of the Equal Opportunity Department, 100%. And so that you all know, right? So that you all know, in Kevin Roberts' new book, he actually talks about compliance for things like DEI or sexual harassment. He says the compliance is actually controlling the government and the corporations, and that it stifles innovation, and that compliance should just be gotten rid of. We shouldn't have a standard to meet. We shouldn't have things that we are required to do as part of a government agency. You all better be talking to your Congress people. You better be talking to your Congress people to not let his nominees get put into their positions. When you say, what can you do? It's not have Russell Vought be the damn dude in charge of the Office of Management and Budget, right? It's make sure that Pete Hegseth isn't the Secretary of Defense. Kiki, I can't tell you what will or won't work, but what I can tell you is it's better to do that than to do nothing. Okay, so Lisa, when you say you don't see folks just sitting back and letting this happen, it already was happening in the last administration. What do you mean? It was already happening. It's an executive order. Let's just be clear, folks. This is an executive order. And he's got a majority. I just need for people to understand this. Ethan, what you said, really what? So, let me stop sharing this, people. Sorry. Facebook and YouTube, I just still had the order up, didn't I? So, I mean, we need to be, listen, they have already said this is what he wants to do day one. Yes, these are executive orders by Donald Trump. These are executive orders. Oh, I know. He was there in 2022. He was at the Heritage Foundation meeting in 2022. He rode there on the private plane with Kevin Roberts, who was the president of the Heritage Foundation. What guy? So, folks, listen, we have been talking about this now for, let me see, 5 months, 5, 6 months. In my lives, we have been talking about this for 5, almost 6 months now. Yes, the answer is yes, Jojo. Yes. When you ask, can he just get rid of a federal employee? The answer is yes. When he does this executive order, if those agencies move those positions into Schedule F, that removes their collective bargaining agreement power, it removes their due process, and it makes them easy to be fired or and replaced. What's up, Peter Rabbit? So the answer to your question is yes. He moves them out of union protection. Oh, I mean, yeah, Breezy, we've known about Project 25 for a long time. I'm talking specifically about Schedule F and these other executive orders. I didn't start doing TikTok lives until the end of July here. So for everybody who said Donald Trump doesn't have anything to do with Project 2025, bullshit, because he was already implementing it in his first administration. I just want to be clear about that. These executive orders were done in 2018, 2019, and 2020. And when all of you all are like, but he said, I don't care what he said. The man lies all the time. So what will happen, Ethan? So I mean, it's Trump that will re-implement Schedule F. He'll reinstate the old executive order. Biden did undo them, folks. Okay, listen. Biden did undo them. He undid them the day after he was inaugurated. And Trump will simply reinstate them. Biden rescinded them, which put everything at a halt. And all Trump has to do the day after the inauguration is reinstate them all. That's what happens. Now, Russell Vought is the guy who is over the Office of Management and Budget, OMB. And that is the guy who is spearheading the majority of 68% of their employees to be moved into Schedule F because they want them replaced. They want them fired, and they want to hire in people that they have already trained. What do you say to Congress? You say to Congress, oh my God, trust me, Brown, hush. Keystone XL was never built. And they did a different pipeline, and Canada doesn't give a damn because we are importing the majority of our oil from Canada. When we import, the majority of what we are importing is coming from Canada. If you really are going to talk to me about Keystone, I really need you to know what the fuck you're talking about. What you say to Congress is very simple, okay? Civil service workers are career government employees that know how the government has to function day in and day out. Those people should not be hired and fired based on their political ideology, who they voted for, or anything else. Donald Trump already did Schedule F, Executive Order 13957 once. He wants to reinstate it. Our government should not be run based off of ideological loyalty. It should be run on what is best for the country and the people that have specialized training and experience in those areas. Can they lie? I mean, Jojo, I don't know why they would, because here it's very simple. It's very simple. They have already pulled campaign donations. I literally listened to these guys testify before Congress. They were being asked in front of Congress. So you want to get rid of 11,000 people. And the guy said, actually, it should be more than that. The guy said, actually, it should be more than that, because 95% of government civil service workers have either voted Democratic or they have donated to a Democratic candidate. So it should be more than that. Like, they literally said that. Chris Hillman, what do you mean by we the people should run the government? No, we shouldn't. Listen, I know some of we the people. No, we the people don't know what it takes to run the government. No, absolutely not. We the people only read on a 6th grade level as a whole. Hell no, we the people shouldn't run the government. Good Lord, I can't. In what world do you believe that? No, I shouldn't, Tickle Pink. But like, when you say we the people should run the government, no, we shouldn't. No, absolutely not. It's the same reason parents shouldn't run their children's education. Because you're not a damn teacher. You're a parent. Tell me why a parent, right, who can't do new math should run their child's education. Tell me why a parent, right, who reads on a 6th grade level should run their child's education. No, absolutely not. Now, if you want to impact the curriculum that your child has, then go to your school board meetings. Meet with the people on your school board. Vote for the people that has a curriculum that you agree with. But for goodness sake, absolutely not should parents determine the damn curriculum. Are you kidding me? The idea that some of you all think that we should replace decades of specialized experience for loyalty to an ideology is crazy. Y'all do understand that loyalty to an ideology is the damn definition of a cult. You get that, right? Do you understand how crazy it is? How crazy it is to fire people who know what to do, to replace them by people who are willing to do whatever you say because they believe your ideology. Loyalty because of ideology is a cult. This is the way that it is. So, I really need for people to understand exactly what is happening. And that people like myself have been trying to tell you this for months and months and months and months and months in advance. And some of you all chose not to come here. You chose not to listen to me because you didn't want to know. You wanted the cognitive dissonance. You wanted to not know so that you couldn't be blamed for it. Well, guess what? I still blame you because you could have been informed. You could have known truth. You could have voted in the best interest of the country, and you did not. Now, Chris Hillman, you are trying really hard for attention, and now I'm going to give it to you. I have sent you a direct invitation to join the panel, right? So that we can have a discussion about what you're saying. So this is what I would like for you to do, Chris Hillman. Accept the invitation, join the panel, and let's have respectful dialogue and discourse. Let's do that. I'm waiting, Chris Hillman. Where are you? Okay, so Mercedes, I need to do this for you because This is serious. So I want you to see why the fuck you shouldn't have anything to do with government or anything else. You literally just said Donald Trump won. What more do you want? And you said one as in the number damn one. What I want is for you to read. What I want is for you to learn so that you can be better informed for the country. That's what I want. That's what I want, Mercedes. You want to do something for me? Get facts and an education. That's what I want you to do. This is why, and I'm not trying to be mean, but listen, if you're going to come in here and troll me, expect for me to meet you with the same damn energy. So if you're not ready, don't come. And Doris, you can now join the panel too. My arrogance is maddening? Really? So in what way am I arrogant? By calling out a troll for what they said to me? That's arrogant? I think it's arrogant to come into somebody else's live and tell them something that you think they ought to do and not be informed enough to tell them something. That's what I think is arrogant. What I think is arrogant is to come into someone else's space where they are providing facts, like literal documents and facts with all the receipts to back up what they're saying, and think that you know more than they do. Or to say disrespectful things to them or try to troll them, right? And then get mad when they check you. That's not arrogance when I put you in your place. That's a boundary. That's a boundary, right? So me putting you in their place is not arrogance. That's a boundary. The boundary is don't come in here with fuckery trying to troll me. That's the boundary. And that it's just that simple. See, when you actually spend the time to read the executive orders, when you spend the time to read what it means, when you actually look up the Government Accountability Office report that was issued in 2022, by the way, it's just the accessible version, which means there's a version that we can't accept, that we can't access. That's what it means, right? April, I'm on all of them. So right now I am live on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live on Facebook. And I do have a Clapper account, but I haven't done anything over there yet. Right? Right, Ethan. It's crazy. It's funny. Anybody who looks at me right now and says, oh, your arrogance is maddening, you are the same people that think that I'm aggressive instead of just assertive. That's who you are. That's who you are. Is Chris Hillman back? Chris, are you back? You got real quiet when I invited you up. Did you come back now? Where you at, Chris? Get in the box, Chris Hillman. I'm trying to find your name so I can just go ahead and send you a direct invitation. Come get in the box. That's what I want you to do. Thank you for the hat, Sage. Doris Mercer, when you say education in America is pathetic, I disagree. Do you know what I think is pathetic in America? What I think is pathetic in America is the proper funding of public education. What I think is pathetic in America is the profitization of education in America, right? What I think is pathetic in America is making education, right? College education for profit. That's what I think is pathetic in America. I don't think that education in America is pathetic, right? What I think is pathetic is when people in elected office do not properly distribute the funding that they get for public education. I think what's pathetic in America is that we would rather bail out corporations and banks than to properly pay teachers. That's what I think. I think what's pathetic in America is that we don't equip every classroom and every school with the resources that they need so that those people do not have to come out of their pockets to get the supplies that children need to learn. You know what I think is pathetic in America is that there are actually people in Congress that don't think children should get free lunch or free breakfast at school. There are people that actually vote against children eating for free. I think what's pathetic is that there are Republican people in Congress that would rather have children go to school hungry, which means then they can't pay attention, which means they're not going to learn effectively, than rather feed them damn babies. That's what I think is pathetic. That's what I think is pathetic. So, oh, Doris, I do know what Catholic schools spend per student. Do you know what that means in terms of per capita in school districts? Do you know what that means per capita and per student in different school districts? Do you know what that means? Do you know how much is spent per student in urban public schools and rural public schools versus suburban public schools? Do you know that, Doris? While you're in here quoting to me Project 2025 bullshit. Because that's what that is. I've actually read Kevin Roberts. Yeah. Let's go. If you want to talk about funding, let's do it. But what we're not going to do is cherry pick one damn statistic and act like it applies to all school systems and all schools, because it ain't. It is not. Do you know how much of the education budget most rural schools get? Do you know? Because I do, Doris. As I hear, do you know where you going in my head? Do you know, Doris? I'm asking. Because I actually do. Because I'm not regurgitating things that someone else told me. I've actually gone and looked it up. And while we're talking about Catholic schools, Doris, can you tell me the number of Indigenous children that were unalived in Native boarding schools that were run by the Catholic Church? Can you give me that number, Doris? Can you tell me the number of Native children, Indigenous children that were unalived in Indigenous boarding schools that were run by the Catholic Church? And can you tell me the number in the United States of America, and then tell me the number in Canada? You think it's irrelevant at this time, Holly? Really? Tell that to the Native Americans that just got their remains back in 2024. If you think that it's irrelevant now, you go ask the Native Americans that just got the remains of their children back in 2024 if it's fucking irrelevant now. Because I bet they don't agree. Holly? Correct, Kathy Overstreet. Rural schools get much less funding than city schools. Yes, JoJo, Native American children were unalived in the indigenous boarding schools that were run by, some of them were run by the Catholic Church and the government, and some were run by the Baptist Church and the government. Yes. 100%. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. They were starved. They were beaten. They were made to do child labor. I guess in between their prayers and Hail Marys, right? So let's go. Holly. Where did Doris go? Doris, you still here? Right, Natalie. Graped and essayed, 100%. Where'd you go, Doris? Yep, Pope Francis apologized, 100%. Listen, this is the thing. If you come for me when I did not ask for you, do not be surprised that you find me well equipped to address your concerns. I haven't even seen the movie Sergeant Ziggy. I literally read the reports. I read the reports. Do you all realize that the United Nations has said that we are guilty of crimes against humanity for our indigenous boarding schools? And not just us, but Canada and Australia and a bunch of other places. Y'all do know that, right? While we're busy talking shit about brown countries and how horrible they are, right? And how bad Sharia law is, while we're trying to implement Christianity into our laws and our government. It is relevant, Holly. And so, Holly, since you still want to talk, and you said you're part Native, I'm gonna go ahead and invite you to the panel. Holly, I sent you a direct invitation to join the panel. Yeah, now she's part Native. Yeah. So, Holly, all you have to do is click accept to the invitation that I sent you. That's what you can do. Holly, do you need me to resend the invitation? This is my thing. Y'all be popping off in them damn comments, but you won't come up on this panel. Right? Holly, user, Doris. I'm waiting. And then we can have that conversation. And since we're going down this path, no, they're not coming. I know they're not coming. Oh, is Chris Hillman back? Listen, folks. So let me I'm just going to give you a couple of highlights, okay? Because the final report on federal Indian boarding schools, right, came out on July 30th of 2024. For those of you guys that have been with me since August, do you remember me talking to you about when this report came out? And I said, gosh, I want us to spend some time on this report, but right now we got to focus on the election. Do y'all remember me talking about this? Right, Natalie, I agree. Yeah, see, y'all remember, right? So let me just share. I've pulled it up for you, and I'm just going to give you a couple of like high points. You ready? Here we go. Findings confirm that about 1,000 Native children unalived and they unmarked burial sites at federal boarding schools. There's a list of the federal Native American boarding schools and maps to include 417 institutions across 37 states or then territories. There are profiles that confirm at least 973 American Indian, Alaska Native, and Native Hawaiian children who unalived at those schools. There were at least 74 marked and unmarked burial sites at 65 different school sites, and estimates that the U.S. government made appropriations available of more than $23.3 billion in fiscal year 2023 inflation-adjusted dollars between 1871 and 1969 for the federal Indian boarding school system, as well as other similar institutions and associated assimilation policies. So the government, if you inflation adjust the dollars, what that would mean in 2023 is that our government was so interested in making Native Americans and indigenous people assimilate to the colonial way of doing things that they spent $23.3 billion, or what would have been the equivalent of $23.3 billion in 2023. That's how much they were willing to invest to strip these people of their cultures and their way of life. And if you don't believe that there are present day impacts from this behavior and from what has happened, you obviously do not understand the way that trauma works. You don't understand the impact on communities. When you have Navajo nations right now that do not have access to clean drinking water, that's a fucking problem, folks. Do you get that? Do you get that? Y'all do know that, right? Come on now. And I'm not just talking about lead in the pipes like they do in impoverished communities. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about literally no running clean water on the reservation. As if those people do not exist. While you charge $15 damn at the airport for a bottled water. While you build in mushroom-shaped damn rockets trying to go to space. And you got people without clean water in the United States of America, whom you all say is the greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world that has some of the lowest standards for our food. The greatest country in the world that has the most antiquated, profit-driven healthcare system in the world, right? The greatest country in the world that profiteers education, that would rather not feed children and buy out banks. The greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world that wants to get rid of immigrants that are the backbone of this damn country, right? And while other countries are trying to get them to come. The greatest country in the world that does not have damn Amtrak trains from one end to the other like everybody else. The greatest country in the world that has bridges falling apart, sinkholes coming up in streets. The greatest country in the world that lets a man who attempted to overthrow the government run for office again. The greatest country in the world that deports immigrant veterans who served our country and were promised citizenship and then sent the fuck out and don't have access to their benefits. That's the greatest country in the world. Yep, the greatest country with a for-profit prison system that doesn't rehabilitate, that uses people for damn near free labor. Y'all know that's what it is. That's what the 13th Amendment is all about. And I'm going to say this so that everybody understands. Okay. I'm a veteran. I come from a long line of veterans. Okay. For those of you guys who are like, oh, how could you say that about your country? I'm gonna tell you how I can say it because it's fucking true. That's how I can say it. Loving your country does not mean ignoring everything else. Ignoring everything about the wrongs doesn't mean that you, right, love your country. Deanna Alvarez, did you say fire my hairdresser? Bitch, please. That's so funny to me. As if I care what you think about my haircut. I'm cute as fuck. Mind your business. You see? Let me tell you something. When all you can do is personally attack me, that means you ain't got shit else to say. When that's it. And here's the thing. You actually think that saying something about a woman's looks is the thing that's going to upset her. As if I am that delicate. As if I am that like worried about what somebody thinks about how I look. As if I need somebody else's permission to wear my hair the way I want to fucking wear my hair. Are you kidding me? My own husband couldn't tell me how to wear my damn hair, much less a stranger trolling on TikTok. Do you know how sad you have to be that this is your life? It is 10:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all you have to do is to pop up in somebody's live that you don't know and say, fire your hairdresser. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Get a life. Or maybe I'm going to tell y'all like some of y'all tell me, get a job. Get a job, get a job, give a job, get a job. Oh, low B. So, folks, let me just tell y'all something. We have to be about the business of, thank you. Y'all, that was a panda bear that TikTok gave me. Listen, if you all don't get it, right? Listen, and for the record, I cut my hair myself, y'all. I trimmed it up again today because it grows super, super fast. But yeah. So anyway, listen. Just to clarify some things. All right. Y'all, Schedule F is a serious thing. I want to go back to what I was talking about earlier. Okay. Schedule F is so serious, right? And it's a thing. And they are already, thank you for the little chick. They are already trying to come after people, right? Thank you guys. I love the fact that y'all love my hair. And I want y'all to also know that if nobody liked it, I would still be wearing it like this because I do. I would still, because this is how I like it, right? Like, I love that y'all love it too, but even if you didn't, it would be just like this, because that's how I like it. Oh, girl, there's no grace because I colored it. I'm over 50. Are you kidding me? Yeah, there would be, if I hadn't colored it, I would have some little grays right here on my temples. That's where I get my little grays at. Just right here. Thank you. I love you too. Right? Thanks, Dusty. But let me just be serious, okay, folks? Okay? Yeah, Michael, give me a second. I started this live talking about really serious stuff because it's I love that you sent an email to your senator today, Snarky. I love that. Yeah. So, John Thompson, if you're just joining, we talked about Schedule F for quite a bit. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with Schedule F or not? That's what I use, Veronica, is Ion. But do you know what else? I use the Demi Permanent because it doesn't strip anything out of your hair. It just deposits. And so you can do it at the same time that you do other things. Okay, so I'm going to go back and review. So for anybody that just came in, how many, let me ask you this, out of 450 people in here on TikTok, how many of you all were not in here when I talked about Executive Order 13957, Schedule F, and then the impact on civil service employees? Thank you. I appreciate you, Meg H. Kelly, you weren't in here. Tanya, you weren't. Okay, so a lot of you guys weren't. Okay, gotcha. All right, so I don't know about Facebook and YouTube, but I'm gonna cover things again. I love that one too, Veronica. So let me kind of just go over it again, okay? So listen, an article came out today from the Associated Press, and at the National Security Council, what has happened is incoming members of the Trump administration have started to ask senior employees at the National Security Council who they voted for, who did they contribute political donations to, and do they have any social media posts that would show a disloyalty to Donald Trump. And as a result, some of those employees have even started to pack their boxes because they believe that they are not going to have a job come the 21st. Okay. Now, what I have shared with people, because we've talked about this many times in this space. So for people that, so John, let me just say this. So first of all, if you read Project 2025, the mandate for conservative leadership, if you go to page 80, 81, 82, they talk about this. And so under the Trump administration, on October 21st of 2020, he issued an executive order, which is Executive Order 13957. Okay. That executive order was specifically designed to create a new category of civil servants, a new category of government workers. So if you know, we have Category A, Category B, Category C, Category D, and Category E currently. Thank you for the swan, right? Nope, Titan, no. And those categories allow us to hire different people under different circumstances, right? So like Category A gives us the ability to give preference to veterans. It gives us the ability to give preference to people with disabilities, right? Things like that. And so what this executive order said was, listen, we want to specifically be able to put people that are involved in confidential policy determining, policy making, and policy executing decisions into this category. That's what it says. So they sent this out to all the agencies in October. Joe Biden rescinded it his first full day in office. Okay. So that means it was stopped. But prior to that, the Office of Management and Budget, okay, OBM, OMB, which was run by Russell Vought under the Trump administration, which he's the nominee for that same agency this year. And he's the guy that wrote that section of Project 2025, like real talk. You can look it up, Russell Vought, Voughd. And so that particular agency had already submitted their petition to move 415 of their 610 employees into Schedule F, which means those 415 people would have lost their collective bargaining power and their union protection, and they would have been able to be fired and replaced at the drop of a dime. Okay. Now, here's what's interesting. Of those 415 people, under those, stop, Titan, my cat, y'all. So out of those 415 people, okay, 87 of them, 87% of those 415 people had a GS level of between 12 to 15. That means they were senior leadership with specialized skills and abilities in government in those positions. Okay, a GS 12 and a GS 15 is a career individual who knows the ins and outs of the government. Okay, now another 12% were GS 9 to GS 12, which is the next senior level. So that means 99% of the people that they wanted to get rid of in that agency were senior level and above. Okay. If that doesn't concern you, I don't know what to tell you, because it should concern you. It should concern everyone, that 99% of those people, and it was 68% of their workforce, 68% in the OMB. Correct, Tanya. You can find this information in the Government Accountability Office report on Executive Order 13957. These agencies, you're welcome, Natalie. These agencies are supposed to be separate from presidential transitions. These agencies are supposed to be about, I need to stop rubbing his back. These agencies are supposed to be independent of partisanship, because they know how to run the country and they know what it takes. Now, what they have done is, folks, is they have been training already people that they want to replace them. And these people are based on their loyalty to the Trump ideology. What's up, buddy? It's okay. You okay? Thanks, John. You okay? Right, Jen? So, yeah, you're okay. I'm fine, bud. Right. So, yes, Kelly. So Trump would make a new, not a new department, but a new classification for hiring practices, so that he could fire and replace the other people that he want who share his ideology. It is those people who are loyal to him and share the ideology. That's what it is. Tanya, not when it comes to an executive order. They would have to change the law. Thanks, Renee. Right? The ideology is simple. The ideology is Christian nationalism with a preference on Catholicism. The ideology is that women's needs and women's abilities should be dependent upon the needs of men, right? Yeah, that's the ideology. That's the ideology. When you say how, what do you mean? So I'm gonna give you an example. Lotus Flower 326, right? Is House Resolution 7, right? House Resolution 7 has been pre-filed for the next Congress. And House Resolution 7 says, right? Number one, it says that, the General Assembly finds that, that, I don't know, human life is innocent and that it's made in the image of God. That is not something that should ever, ever, ever be in legislation, y'all. And it doesn't matter if you believe that that we are made in the image of God. Because the question is, who's God? What if people don't believe in God? Right? That language should never be in there, but it is in this pre-filed bill, right? Hey, DC Cowboys, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. Titan, you got to move. All right. And then it goes on to say that they are promoting. So let me just show you how I know. Because I have I have it all here. So I print out everything. I'm a little old school that way because I like to read it. I like to highlight it. All of those things. So let me pull it up for you. All right. So here it is. This is House Resolution 7 that has been pre-filed for Congress. Okay. That's what this is. This is all in my link tree, by the way, folks. My link tree is on my profile page on TikTok. If somebody that is watching on YouTube or somebody that is watching on Facebook can drop my link tree, please go ahead and put it in the comments. Okay. And here's what it says. Recognizing the importance of access to comprehensive, high-quality, life-affirming medical care for women of all ages, it says, whereas women of all ages should have access to comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality medical service, whereas all women should feel empowered. They didn't say they want you to be empowered. They just want you to feel empowered, whereas all women should feel empowered and equipped with the knowledge to listen to their body and advocate for their health, whereas healthcare for women should emphasize the whole woman, including her physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, as if that should ever be in here, whereas healthcare for women should also address, here's the fun part, the needs of men, whereas healthcare for women should also address the needs of men, families, and communities as they relate to women's health care. That means when you can and can't have a baby, when you can and can't take birth control, if they determine that we need to replenish the population and increase the birth rate, that's the needs of the community and the needs of men, right? Now, here's where it gets really, really fun. So they have capitalized this phrase right here, which means that makes it a proper pronoun. So it's got to be talking about a specific type of place, right? Here's what it says next. Whereas pro women's healthcare centers is so listen, that tells you, listen, it said pro women's healthcare centers, and then it said is. So is a singular verb that tells me that pro women's healthcare centers is a singular organization. Did you follow that? Oh no, Lulu Bell, we've talked about this several times already. We've talked about this one several times already. Oh, come on, Bayou Blanc. Come see me. I've sent you an invitation to the panel. Come on, Bayou Blanc. Yeah, no worry, Lulu Bells. Come on. Where you at? Come on, Bayou Blanc. Now, I sent you a direct invitation. Don't act like you don't know how to click accept. I'm waiting for you. You wanted attention. You got it. I'm waiting. Where you at, Bayou? All of that paper is not too complicated, and all of that paper is important because the election is over and this paper is about what is going to run the country. So let me just be clear. This paper, we're no longer talking about the election. I'm not talking about the election. I am talking about government. I am talking about policy. I am talking about what is going to impact our lives for the next foreseeable future. Right, Kathy, 100%. So let's just be real clear. Thank you, Alex. So when they say, whereas pro women's, no, it's not too late now. And don't say that. That is an irresponsible thing to say. So what you are saying right now is just lay down and submit in advance. And that's bullshit. You don't tell people it's too late now. No, it's not. The bottom line is you work and you take every action possible to reduce the damage of this incoming administration. And then you work to get ready for the next elections. So let me just tell you all what it says. Whereas pro women's healthcare centers is, so that is a singular verb, which means pro women's healthcare centers is a singular entity. So this is a specific healthcare center that they want to write legislation for. Now, this is particularly sensitive for me. All right. This is sensitive for me because whenever you start advocating for a particular business in healthcare, the people get fucked. Let me just be very, very clear. The fact that they are writing for a singular business is a problem, folks. So here's what it says. Whereas Pro Women's Healthcare Centers is a consortium of centers that serves an example of the high quality, comprehensive, life-affirming care that women deserve. So I'm going to stop right there and tell you, I looked up what is the Pro Women's Healthcare Centers? Well, I can tell you who they are because I printed out their pamphlets and shit. This is one page of it. Here's the second page. See? Pro Women's Healthcare Centers. This is them. You ready? So let me tell you what they say. The mission of the consortium. Isn't it interesting how they both use those words? Consortium. It sounds like maybe the person who did this bill copied it straight from their damn pamphlet. Yeah, Lulu. Yeah, that and more. So listen, the mission of the consortium of pro women's healthcare centers is to partner with women to provide comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, high-quality medical services and access to social services that empower them to care for their health. Damn, that sounds like what they said. What did they say? What did they say? Comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality medical services. Well, damn, that's word for word, y'all. That's word for word. It literally says comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality medical services. It says the same thing on the front of the damn bulletin. So then this document outlines their high standards. So let me go ahead and tell you what the damn document says. You want to hear it? Here it go. At the very top, I know it's going to be backwards, but I know y'all can see what that says. Pro-life centers. Pro-life centers. That's the very top. That's the very top. That's the very top. In case you were questioning it. That's the very top. AB, because I have to say that on TikTok, y'all. Y'all know what AB is, right? Here's what it says. AB is not women's health care. That's the first thing it says. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. First thing it says, AB is not women's health care. Because of the damage it causes to women's physical and emotional health and the destruction of unborn life, many of who are females. Oh, so they want as many little girls to be born as possible, right? So that they can continue to procreate. I'm reading what they say, but I want to be clear. AB is healthcare. And then it says, AB is usually something turned to when they feel they do not have another choice. Incorrect. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if they're Christians or not, Kathy. So, and then it says, this is a tragedy and the opposite of choice and empowerment. Nope, it ain't. And then it says, pro-women's healthcare centers provide the possibility for women to receive the medical and comprehensive care they need in order to feel motherhood or adoption is plausible for them. The next section is life-affirming medicine. Two more down, birth options. All women are respected and supported in their birth choice experience. But it's not a healthcare choice. It is only a birth choice. It is only a birth choice. And then, of course, they've got spirituality in here and all the things. So I want to tell you about these people. So first, let me get to the end of the resolution. So here's what the end of the resolution says. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives, 1, expresses its support for women nationwide to have access to comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality health care, and recognizes the high standards established by Pro-Women's Healthcare Centers Consortium as standards worth implementing nationwide. Listen to the last part, because this is the part that ought to have you like, what the absolute fuck? It says that the House of Representatives recognizes the high standards established by Pro-Women's Healthcare Centers Consortium as standards worth implementing nationwide. That folks, this isn't a state, Melly. This is in Congress. This is the House of Representatives in Congress. This bill has been pre-filed for the next Congress. So when people say to me, yeah, right, Jesse, so not back to the States. Oh, they're not going to do that. You're just fear-mongering. The fuck I am. No, I'm not. I'm reading what you put in writing. Yes, you have to email your senators. Yes. And you have to make sure that Dr. Oz's asses isn't over CMS. You have to make sure that freaking RFK is not over Health and Human Services. You have to make sure that Pete Hegseth is not the Secretary of Defense. You have to be sure, you get it? These people that they want to put into office agree with the ideology, folks. These people that they want to put in office agree with the ideology. Oh, and just for right, I almost forgot to mention that part. Just so y'all know, this bill, they tried to hide it and they sent it to the Committee for Energy and Commerce, not the Health Committee. They sent it to the Energy and Commerce Committee. Yes, you should email that committee. 100%. Yes, you should email that committee. So when I talk about how quickly they plan to move very quickly. Because they know people are watching for bills sent to the health committee. This is HR 7. HR 7 is in my link tree. Folks, if you go to my link tree, you will find links to this document, links to this this little pamphlet, links to all of it. Okay, so while we're on this topic, should I go ahead and talk to you about South Carolina's bill that's been also pre-filed? It's HR 3537. Y'all ready? Okay, let's do that one. You ready? House Resolution 3537 is a bill for South Carolina that has also been pre-filed. And I'm just going to give you the bullet points. The link to it is also in my link tree. You ready? Here we go. South Carolina's bill would make fertilization be the beginning of life, that life begins at fertilization. That would be number one. And that's the one that says that human life is created in the image of God, not HR 7, but House Resolution 3537. So it says that life begins at fertilization. It would make having an AB at any stage of development it would make it a felony under the charge of murder. Listen to me. No, not just a crime, but it would be classified as murder, John. AB at any stage of development in the state of South Carolina, if this bill were to pass, would be classified as murder. Now, guess what else? Guess what else? Now, this is for the state of South Carolina. This is a bill specific for South Carolina. So in South Carolina, right? Yeah, they would have full human rights at fertilization. I printed it. I printed that one off too. Oh, here it is. Here. I printed that one off too. And here's what it says. The General Assembly finds the following: acknowledging the sanctity of innocent human life created in the image of God, the purpose of this act is, and it lists a bunch of stuff, right? And then it says to remove provisions that could be interpreted to allow a person to pressure a pregnant mother to AB her child, and to secure the right to life and equal protection of the laws to all preborn children from the moment of fertilization. The name of the bill is the South Carolina Prenatal Equal Protection Act. And this is what it says: to secure the right to life and equal protection of the laws to all preborn children from the moment of fertilization. No, Alex. Fertilization means the fusion of the human spermatozoon with the human ovum. So let me just go ahead and tell you something, folks. You can read the bill. It's in my link tree. Let me just go ahead and tell you this, okay? The punishment for unaliving in South Carolina is a minimum of 30 years, life imprisonment, or the unaliving penalty. That is the punishment for unaliving someone according to South Carolina law. A minimum of 30 years. Now, here's what's interesting about South Carolina. In the state of South Carolina, the punishment for grape, which is what I have to call it on TikTok, is a maximum of 30 years. So in South Carolina, the maximum for grape is 30 years. In South Carolina, the minimum for these women would be 30 years. Right, Jean. So that's what I'm saying. For grape, it's the minimum. For AB, it would make it, for grape, it's the maximum. For AB, it would make it the minimum. This is South Carolina Bill 3537. It has been pre-filed for the South Carolina legislature. So Red Pill Diva, I invited you up, right? Well, when you say that the words that I'm saying are incredulous, please tell me what you mean by that, because I'm literally reading the law. I'm reading the bill. I'm reading the proposed bill. So what part of what I'm saying is incredulous? They're not my words. I'm reading the bill. And for somebody who asked me about, and this bill was also sent to the Judiciary Committee. Not the Health Committee, the Judiciary Committee is where this one was sent to in South Carolina. Oh, you were saying they are incredulous. Gotcha. So, the bill says things about spontaneous miscarriage, right? It says this article shall not apply to the unintentional unaliving of an unborn child when resulting from the undertaking of life-saving procedures to save the life of a mother. But listen, when accompanied by reasonable steps to save the life of the unborn child. So listen, you're only exempt if the child is unintentionally unalived while trying to save the life of the mother, if reasonable steps are taken to also save the baby. But who determines what's reasonable? Who determines what's reasonable? And then it says number 2 is the only other way that it would be exempt would be a spontaneous miscarriage, right? John, if you just click on my profile up here and then click my face again, you'll go to my TikTok profile, and my link tree is right there in my TikTok profile. So listen, all of this is in my link tree and a lot more. Yeah, it's there. So you all, it is time for people to wake up. The bill link is not opening. To what? It opened when I clicked it. When I clicked the bill link, it opened for me. 2025-2026 Bill 3537, South Carolina Prenatal Equal Protection Act. It worked for me. So just being very clear about what is going on and what is at stake, folks. Okay. Awesome. Randy, it opened for you. So, folks, tomorrow, these Senate confirmation hearings, tell me this. How are they going to conduct confirmation hearings in 30 minutes? There's no way. There is no way to conduct a proper confirmation hearing in 30 minutes. No worry, Rose Bays. So Tiffany Delane, I've these are scheduled 30 minutes apart. So Tiffany, I invited you to join the panel. I would love for you to come up because you said you pray it passes. Let's talk about that. I would love to chat with you. Right, Brittany, agreed. No, Kelly, that's not something that you would be able to distinguish because there are so many different things when you talk about A, B, and saving the life because there are so many different circumstances under which those things could occur. Right, Terry Bora. My last granddaughter, during my last granddaughter, the pregnancy that my daughter had with her, she had hyperemesis gravidarium as well. She might not be texting while driving, guys. Depending upon her car, she might be able to just click a button and speak, and her car will send it in a text. So I don't really know. Thanks, John Thompson. Appreciate it. You have a good night too. So, folks, let me just tell you something. Things that you can do are obviously call and email your representatives, your senators, especially about these confirmation hearings, right? Your House of Representatives about these dumbass resolutions, right? All of those things, right? Also, your state legislatures, you absolutely need to be looking at the bills that have been pre-filed in your state legislatures. Okay. Also, one of the strongest things that you can do, believe it or not, is write letters to the editor in your local papers, in your state papers, and in national papers. You can write letters to the editor. Those opinion pieces, newspapers love to get them. Especially if you have a personal story that aligns with what they're trying to do. Got it? When it comes to the confirmation hearings, right? Okay, so senators are required by the Constitution, Article 2, Section 2, to properly vet and advise and consent to any and all nominations. They are required to do their due diligence to ensure that the people that get approved in the nominations absolutely are qualified to do the damn job and are the best interest of the country, right? To the Constitution, not to a political party or a person. So remind your senators when you are emailing them that they have a duty under Article 2, Section 2 of the United States Constitution to conduct these hearings for these nominees appropriately for the best interest of the country because they took an oath to do so. The second thing is remind them of our national security. Pete Hegseth is a danger to national security. HR7, JWO. Just look up your state legislature, Wawa. That's it. Okay. Next, you want to be reminding folks. So HR7 is the congressional bill. The South Carolina bill is Bill 3537. Tulsi Gabbard definitely is a danger to national security, 100%. And let me tell you how I know for sure they don't like what I'm saying on this platform. The fact that they send trolls in here, that's how you know, folks. That's how you know. And I'm going to tell you something, right? One of the reasons I think that there are those on the right that are concerned about what I say, and the fact that I just launched the podcast, is because unlike a lot of people, I'm not trying to divide people. I'm trying to educate people. If anything, I want us to find the things that we do agree about, find common ground, find commonality. Now, make no mistake, if you come at me the wrong way and you are a troll, I can meet you with that energy. And sometimes I will. 100%. Because I believe in this motto in life, right? Which is do no harm and take no shit. That's the motto. I'm not Mother Teresa in any way, shape, or form, and will never profess to be. Okay? So you'll never be able to be like, but Denny, you were mean to him. I promise you, if I am that way towards somebody, they said something to get me there. They earned it. And that's what happens sometimes, right? Do no harm. But so when you say let in thousands of criminals, do you mean the greatest threat to the greatest domestic threat in the country, which the FBI says is white men? Are you referring to those thousands of criminals or the ones that Donald Trump is trying to put into office with him as a criminal? Do you mean those people? You mean? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Because we can talk about it if you want to talk about it. Let's go there. I mean, I personally wasn't going to say anything about the fact that there's going to be a criminal in the highest place in the land. I wasn't going to talk about that tonight. But since you brought it up, you might have a valid point that we should be concerned about criminals in this country. Yeah. 100%, we should be concerned. I agree with you 100%. I wasn't going to bring up the fact that Rick Scott was the CEO and owner of the company that committed the largest healthcare fraud in the history of the country. $1.7 billion, as a matter of fact. I wasn't going to talk about that, but since you brought it up, I think maybe we should talk about these criminals that are a danger to the country. Right? It was Medicaid, Medicare, and TRICARE fraud. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about it, but since you brought it up, we should talk about the criminals. We should talk about the fact that, Trump's wife put in her divorce depositions that he raped her. We should talk about it. We should talk about the fact that the judge for the SA case, right? The civil litigation case, said in his opinion that yes, the jury found Trump guilty of what we all would consider is the criminal charge of rape. We should talk about that. And the only reason that it wasn't specified that way in New York is because at that time, New York's law only included penile penetration, and his penetration was committed by his fingers. But we should talk about that. Absolutely. Do you want to talk about some more criminals? Do you want to do that? Because we can. We can talk about Matt Gaetz if you want to. We can talk about RFK. We can talk about Kristen unaliving her puppies, which I think is like cruelty to animals. We could do that. Oh, yeah, we could talk about Alito. We could talk about Clarence. We could talk about Jenny while we talk about Clarence. We could do that. Sure. I mean, I personally wasn't talking about Donald Trump tonight. I wasn't talking about the election. I wasn't talking about Donald Trump. I wasn't talking about criminals. I was talking about legislation and upcoming legislation and pre-filed legislation. But if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Right. We can talk about Thomas. We can talk about Harlan Crow buying Brian Thomas's mama a house. We can talk about that damn RV if you want to. We can talk about them vacations. We can. We can talk about Alito's upside down flag. Sure. We can talk about all of those things if you want to. Do you want me to talk about the 4,500 tips that the FBI received in their supplemental background investigation of Brett Kavanaugh for Supreme Court that was forwarded directly to the White House Office Counsel at the Trump administration's direction with no investigation? Do you want to talk about that? We can talk about that. We can 100% talk about that. We can do that. We can talk about the fact that their supplemental investigation only included interviewing 10 people over 6 days. Neither of them included, none of those even included the women that made the allegations of SA. We can talk about that. Do you want to talk about the fact that 15 hours before Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing began, they dropped 42,000 pages? 42,000 pages to the committee 15 hours before his confirmation hearing. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about the intentional delay and withholding of information for the committee? Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about Pete Hegseth having to be carried out of events for his nonprofits because he was too drunk? Do you want to talk about the security clearance standards when someone has an alcoholism problem? Do you want to talk about the fact that he only raised $15,000 for the PAC that he created, and that $15,000 was used to fund 2 Christmas parties and reimbursements to Pete Hegseth? Do you want to talk about that? Because we can. Do you want to talk about the contusions on the inner right thigh of the woman who accuses Pete Hegseth of SA? Do you want to talk about that bruising on her thigh? Do you want to talk about that? Because we can. It's in the police report. If you want to read it, it's in my link tree as well. We can talk about that. Just saying. Right, Lonzo. He said, if I get confirmed, I'll stop drinking. I don't know how many of y'all have ever known an addict, but that don't work. That's not how it works. Thank you, Meg H. I appreciate it. Just saying. We can talk about it if you want to. Where y'all at? You got a lot to say in them damn comments. Request to come on up here. Request to join the panel. Let me tell you how you do it. There's down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little pink and blue, like two little people things, right? You just click that right there. And then it'll tell me that you've requested, and then I'll just bring you right on up. Feel free. Let's go. If you think that you have more facts than I do, let's go. If you think I'm wrong, come on. Deb, it's Y-O-U-R. It's Y-O-U''RE. Marcy, my name is Danny, not Honey. And where'd you go? Marcy, my name is Danny, not Honey. So when you address me, please make sure you use the right term.
I'm using the right term. I'm sorry, Danny.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Yeah, yeah. So what would you like to
Listen, you
say?
know what? This is the way that I feel. And this is the way that I feel that everybody should feel. And correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I'm just a straight up American who cares about other Americans, okay? And I think it would be really great if everybody could start coming together instead of being divided. That's just the way that I feel. I don't think I'm wrong in that, in saying that.
So what do you think coming together means?
I think that people coming together and having a conversation and coming together instead of the way that things have been over, I would say the past 15 plus years would be better.
So, but again, so this is what I'm asking you.
I'm not talking on a one-on-one social media type of way. Okay. I'm talking about it in a government standards way. And they have put out a precedent towards everybody else. And that's exactly why things are what they are.
Okay, Marcy, what precedent did they put together?
The
What-
fact that one side is one side and one side is another side.
Well,
And
that's not really a
that
precedent.
that did that is from what I feel.
Okay.
Both fronts have done that from what I feel. I am going to be extremely honest. I am straight down the line. I am a registered Republican. Yes, I am, because I had to register in the primaries. However, and I don't even agree with that. I don't think that's something that should be something that it should be that way. I don't. Okay. I believe American is an American and people should feel how they do and vote the way that they want. And they shouldn't have to have a preliminary way to do that.
Okay. So Marcy, I have a couple of questions. Who did you vote for in this past election?
I voted for President Donald John Trump. I absolutely did. And I
You
did
mean,
that very
okay, wait, Marcy, you mean President-elect Trump?
President Donald John Trump. Yes.
No, I said President-elect.
Well, you could say whatever you want to make yourself feel more comfortable.
Well, no, because that's his.
Roll.
Okay, so Marcy, I don't know if you know how government
I
works.
actually do know how it works, but I
Marcy,
feel
don't talk over
I
me.
feel very
Marcy,
comfortable.
Marcy,
You are saying-
Marcy, I thought you wanted us to come together. Marcy, I thought you wanted us to come together. So coming together would mean you don't talk over me.
Okay, well, you're trying to talk over me as
No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question, right? In which you answered. And so now what I'm doing, Marcy, listen, when I say president-elect,
yes, he is president-elect.
so that's okay. So obviously I'm not saying it to make me feel better. I'm saying it because that's his accurate title.
Right, because you have hope that he will not be president.
How the fuck do you know what my hope is, Marcy? You don't.
Because that's exactly what every single Democrat has been feeling.
No, you don't know what every Democrat has been feeling. Marcy?
Let's think about the tensions that have happened in the past, okay?
What are you talking about?
Everybody who I know, okay, everybody who I know who is against him, okay, his literally have sent me text messages and things
Mm-hmm.
in hopes that he is not here anymore.
So Marcy,
And
let me
it's
ask you a question.
disgusting to me.
Marcy,
Because wait,
hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Wait,
Because I'm the host, Marcy, and I have a question.
You're not allowing me to finish what I would like to say.
Hold on,
Because it's not what I'd like to
Marcy.
say.
I have a question and I'm the host. So I have a question for you.
That doesn't mean I don't have a right to finish my
No, but I mean, it kind of does because I have a question about something that you said. So let me explain the way that it works. Marcy, if you say something and I have a question about something that you said, that means I'm going to ask you to pause so that I can ask you a question about something that you just said.
But that's not the way that they went. I wasn't finished speaking.
I know, because I don't want you to continue. Marcy, have you ever been interviewed? Marcy, have you ever been interviewed on TV or anything like that?
I don't have to. I'm
Okay, well, let me just say this because Marcy, I have. Marcy.
You're telling me that my words mean nothing. And
No, Marcy, nobody said that. Here's what I said. And if you could just listen for a moment, Marcy, here's what I said. Listen, Marcy. When you are saying a bunch of things one after the other, and when you say something and I want to ask a question about that thing, it is better to stop you, ask you a question about that one thing before you keep talking and you say 4 or 5 other things, because that makes it harder to go back to that thing. So no one is saying your words don't matter. What I'm saying to you is pause so that I can ask you the question about the thing that you already said. And then once you answer that question, then you can go on and then we can have a conversation. That's the way that it happens. So that's kind of the way that the exchange works. All right. So the question that I have, Marcy, is you said that I was hoping that he doesn't take office, that something was going to happen. And you said, because that's what all Democrats feel. So hold on, Marcy, let me ask the question. Oh, no. See, that's not the way it works, Marcy. It's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. See, Marcy dropped herself. I ain't even have to drop her. So, listen, folks, this is so simple, right? Right, and she was the one talking about coming together. Folks, you know, when people say we should all come together, here's what I mean by that. The only way that I come together with people is when they are interested in protecting the rights of all people. If you say you want to come together, that for me means you don't want to strip people of their ability to marry the people that they want to marry. What's up, Kevin? Right? By the way, thank you for the oil. That those are the only places that we're coming together, right? So if you are spewing hatred, homophobia, transphobia, we're not coming together. If you think that coming together means that I co-sign Donald Trump wanting to create a new category of civil service workers so that he can replace them with people loyal to his ideology, we're not going to come together, because I believe in due process, right? So just saying. Hey, Jen.
Hey, I wasn't sure if you needed a quick break or not, or how much longer you were planning to be on.
Yeah, so let's do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to top off my water, use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Thank you, Jen, for giving me a quick break.
You're welcome. Hey, you guys, I love my Danny cans. If you guys are new to Danny, please keep tapping the screen while Danny takes her quick break. If you aren't following Danny yet, hey, make sure you follow her because she has all the good stuff. Now, we're not sure what the outcome of this app is going to be, so before I forget anything else, please make sure you're following her on her other platforms. It's always The Danny Cook, okay? So you can follow her on Facebook, on YouTube. She's got her own podcast now, so it's The Danny Cook Show is the podcast. So make sure you're doing all of those things, okay? And if you haven't joined Danny's team yet, please consider joining her team as one little TikTok coin. I see some of you guys doing that already. So once you're following her, then you should see like a little orange or red heart next to her name in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Make sure you tap that every time you come in. Even though we're not sure what the outcome of the app is going to be, give her all the support you can. And I know that she doesn't have it up on her background right now, but in addition to all the gifts that you guys are being so good about doing today, please consider donating on her Cash App or her Venmo. If the mods can please type in her Cash App and her Venmo into the chat, you guys will be able to see it. And the reason why we want to support Danny with the gifts and also with the other pay apps is because, look, she does a lot of research for us. And one of Danny's MOs is, with pen and paper, right? She loves to highlight and she prints all the things so that she can bring the information to us without us having to do all of that research. Hold on, Alex, you said once a day. Yeah, that's true, Alex. You tap that red heart once a day, but every time you add a comment then once a day, that increases your points on Danny's team. And then also gifting her the TikTok gifts, it helps increase your status on her team as well, which is really cool. So again, don't forget, mods, please put in her Cash Apps in the chat if you wouldn't mind. She has a Venmo. And then she also has a Cash App. If you guys wouldn't mind supporting her, that helps her a lot. Let's buy her some reams of paper, for Pete's sake. I know that we're looking at, again, the unknown of the app, but consider subscribing to her. Let's show everybody how much we support the app and how much it means to us. So I would just say, let's not give up on it yet, right? Let's keep the fight going until we know for sure. So please do all of those things. If you subscribe to Danny, it's the lowest TikTok amount per month. It's $2.99. And not only do you get to use these amazing cool emotes in the chat, but you also get exclusive access to portions of her Discord. If you want to join Danny's Discord, it is free. Like I said, there is a subscriber-only section. But if you check out Danny's link tree on her bio, you can check out all of her calls to action, all of the PDFs, all of the resources that she talks about. She tries to post them there as much as possible so that we can use those to help spread the facts and help, pay it forward. All the things that Danny loves to do and bring more people into the fold, bring more people into the good fight. So that's what Danny helps us do, and then we do the same, right? We pay it forward all the time. And to help the infamous algorithm, please don't forget to share the live as well. Use that little share button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's a little curved arrow. If you click that, please share to some of your friends. And if you don't have anybody specific, click the little arrow and click the copy link anyway. That still counts as a share, helps push it out to the FYP, your best friends, and also your best frenemies. That's okay too. Bring them here to help them learn all the facts that Danny's bringing to the table. So thank you everybody for supporting Danny in all of the ways you can. Don't forget to follow her on the other apps, okay? Make sure you write that on a Post-it, take the screenshots or whatever. We appreciate all of it. So, and thank you guys I didn't even notice. Thank you guys for the gifts myself.
Yeah, they were gifting you.
That's
Thanks,
wonderful for me, and it helps Danny as well. So
yep,
thank
love
you,
that.
everybody.
Appreciate you,
Everyone
Jen.
who's joining the team, welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you all very, very much. Thanks, Jen, for the break.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Okay, so folks, yeah. So let me just say this. We don't know what the outcome of TikTok is going to be. What I can tell you is that if you are a subscriber with me, I will be setting up a way to continue subscriptions. So nothing with regard to that is going to change. And I'm actually going to even keep the same subscription amount. So that's not going to change. So if you're a subscriber now, if you are one of my 774 subscribers or whatever that number is now, that will continue. Matter of fact, we are in a sub wave right now. So what does that mean? It means if you become a subscriber right now, I believe during a sub wave, you unlock other stickers, and I think they're even cheap. It's even cheaper than normal. But we have 13 minutes to get 3 more. Okay. So let me just go ahead and no, Linda, the Venmo is Danny-Cook-11. That's the Venmo. The Venmo is Danny-Cook-11. Thanks, Jen. You got it. Yep. Yeah, Jen got it. All right. So listen, the thing that I want you to remember, okay? It's all good, Brittany. Listen, no, so Brianna, the reason why I didn't put the background thing up today is because TikTok gave me they said a restriction yesterday, something about those. so I didn't put it back up. Thanks for subscribing, Daisy. So here's the thing. So the things that we do in our subscriber space, we do things like we have movie night, we watch documentaries. We need to get back to our book club that we did have going, right? So there's lots of other things that we do in that space that I obviously don't do with everybody else, right? So Bridget Twin Mom, you're not going to be without me. I am on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky as the Danny Cook, right? And I've also joined Clapper. It's their platform is the most like TikTok, including the gifts and all of that. But I haven't put anything up there yet, right? So I'm also on Clapper as the Danny Cook. So you're not gonna lose me. I'm not gonna go anywhere. And what I would also, and I'm on Discord, right? And thanks, Wawa, for the gift. The other thing that I will say to you is make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast, right? I believe, Trey, if I'm not mistaken, that fan base is you have to pay to access fan base, if I'm not mistaken. And so I just don't know. I know everybody's asking about Red Note. I don't know what that platform is like. I haven't looked at it. I don't even know. So thanks, Brittany. So yeah, the podcast is on Podbean. It's on Apple Podcast. It's on Spotify. It's on Audible, Amazon Music. Yeah, see, I don't know. Somebody said last night that fan base, there was a cost. So I don't even know. I honestly don't know. What I will say to you is, yeah. So listen, I don't know. There's a lot of other apps out there, and I don't know what they're going to look like, right? So I don't know. My hope and my preference is that TikTok stays. That's my hope and my preference. Like, I'm just keeping it real 100%. I think they have the best algorithm. And so that's my thing. That's what I hope. The one thing that I can honestly say that I like the most about TikTok is the algorithm, right? The Clapper is already up, Jeannie. My Clapper profile is already up. Right? Yeah. So I haven't been on Fanbase yet. I have been on Clapper, and I do know they look damn near identical. So my understanding, this is what my understanding is. My understanding is that people wanted Red Note to move up in the apps because it's Chinese owned, and they were doing it to make a point to Congress and the Supreme Court. That's my understanding. Okay. That's the reason why they were doing that, is because it is a Chinese app. Like, it is completely a Chinese app. It is Chinese owned. So the purpose of everybody downloading Red Note was to, thanks Kevin for subscribing, was to piss off like the folks that wanted to get rid of TikTok because it's Chinese owned. So yeah, so just to let you know. So that's the reason why it was done, folks, to make a point. Okay. So, yeah, so a bunch of people. So for me, yeah, Arrive. I've asked if people know somebody that develops apps. I don't know anybody who does. And so, it is whatever. Right. So here's what I know about any social media platform, whether that is TikTok, whether that is Facebook, whether that is YouTube, whether that is X or Blue Sky or whatever. No worries. Welcome back, Michael. So let me just tell you something. Every social media platform is only as healthy as you are, the user, because the algorithm is designed to give you more of what you interact with. So if what you are seeing on your timeline isn't healthy, then that means your brain isn't healthy, because your brain is the one that is telling the algorithm what to bring you. Okay. So if you think it's not healthy, then that would be on you. Just kind of letting you know. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I mean, it's just, I mean, real talk. When people want to blame social media for things, it reminds me of like the old stories when TV was first introduced and they were blaming everything wrong and immoral on the TV or rock and roll or whatever, right? So, Nancy G, I have a Twitch, but I've never used it and I don't really like it. So, right, Daisy, there you go. So, again, folks, we do not know what the outcome is going to be with TikTok. And this is what I have told you where I'm at. Where I'm at currently is YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I do have a Discord. I have a regular Discord that is open to everybody, but then I have a subscribers only Discord. Okay. And that's different. I haven't done anything with favorited. I just haven't. And I haven't put anything up on Clapper yet. I guess I will because I need to. And I'm going to tell you why I personally will not be boycotting Facebook. And it's because I have 30,000 followers over there. And those people need facts and information just as much as anybody else does. Okay. My podcast is out. It launched. I did an introductory podcast episode on Saturday. It is up, and there will be a new episode every Wednesday. So Wednesday will be the next podcast episode. Right? Yeah, I haven't put any up, Veronica. I literally just joined the damn app. So we'll see. Like I said, my hope and my preference is that TikTok stays. In my opinion, it has the best algorithm. Yep, I'm on tomorrow. Thanks, Salt and Sassy. Appreciate that. Yeah. So, yep. And so, I think that everybody just needs to, kind of just hold tight for a minute. And just wait until you see what happens. The podcast is The Danny Cook Show. That's it. The Danny Cook Show. And my handles everywhere are The Danny Cook. That's it. Yep. Congress, they've put in for an extension for TikTok, which would keep it around for an extra 270 days, right? The podcast is available on Podbean, Linda, it's the same everywhere. It's The Danny Cook. Facebook, YouTube, everything. Okay. Okay. So just, yeah. Yeah. So just relax, just take a deep breath and, we'll see. Yeah. I don't listen to the news. I just don't. Like I get news alerts and then I go look for the actual documentation behind whatever the news said. Right? ProPublica is a good site. I like ProPublica. I like Politico. I love PBS, NPR. Those are ones that I would trust. BBC, but a lot of the others I don't have a desire to listen to because they don't know half the time what they're talking about, and it's just opinions and stuff to be divisive. Yeah, AP sometimes, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. All right, so folks, things I do not like Reuters, crabby girl. I do not like Reuters. So, yep. Yes. For those of you guys, so somebody who just asked me, yes, it is supposed to be the Jack Smith report is supposed to be available in 5 minutes. Why don't I like Reuters? It tends to lean right. And yeah. So yeah, so for those of you guys who are asking, yeah, I know there's only part of it, but the reason why is because other portions of it are still being held up because yeah, human, that's fake news. Because parts of it have to do with co-defendants, right? Um So Trump filed a thing late tonight, you guys, just so you know. It was an emergency petition that was filed just after 10 p.m. Um, they've asked Judge Cannon to have a hearing on the 17th. And she responded swiftly and said no. So he tried again and was denied again. So, yeah. So let me just be very, very clear, folks. When people say that Elon Musk is buying TikTok, understand that ByteDance is the Chinese-owned company that owns the algorithm for this app. TikTok Incorporated is the U.S.-based company that manages the platform for this side. Okay, without ByteDance's algorithm, there ain't shit anybody could do with TikTok. I just want to be very, very clear. And ByteDance has said they're not selling the algorithm. So I'm just, but the 20% is the algorithm. That's what I'm saying though. So they own 20% of TikTok Inc., but ByteDance owns the algorithm and they're not sending it. They're not selling it. Period. No, he wanted her to block the release of the report tonight at midnight so that they could have a hearing on the 17th so he could argue again. Right, without the algorithm, TikTok isn't TikTok. Period. Right? So we are literally 2 minutes away from being able to access the DOJ's the report. And so that's what we're getting ready to do together. So, hope you guys are ready. So we shall see what happens. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. 1 minute till midnight. Yeah. Everybody's okay? Yep, you are right, Teresa. 5 years ago today is when our protest outside of Holston Valley Medical Center finished up. So listen, the only parts, no, I'm not on Red Note, no. So let me just be clear, folks. Let me see. Yeah, Michelle. Holy geez. Hopefully you will be all right. I don't know what will happen to Lemonade and CapCut. I'm not on either one of those. All right, it is midnight. So 12:01, expect for them to start throwing it up. We shall see. We are not waiting on the Supreme Court. We are waiting right now for Jack Smith's report. It's supposed to be released like literally any second now. So that's what we are waiting on. That is what we are waiting on. Everybody and their damn mama is freaking out and waiting, right? And the download will be something else, won't it? We shall see what happens, right? Sheesh. Oh, I didn't even notice. Thank you. Right, we're waiting, Jack. We are waiting. Yeah, does he, Ethan? You'll have to let me know what he says. Yeah, peace. I've heard of fan base. Right. So listen, folks. We know that the part that they are not. I'm checking a couple, Bridget. So we understand that not all of the report is going to be out because there are still co-defendants that are that have cases. So there are parts of it that can't be released and won't be released, and they've agreed to that. So we just have to, take what we can get and go from there. I'm sure whatever it is, it will be enough. It will be enough because there's a reason that that they are working so hard to not have it out. So just so everybody understands. Bridget, I don't know. I literally am checking several different sites. So when I see where it's at, it will be there. I don't know yet. Because no, it's not available yet that I see. I'm clicking and clicking and clicking. Yeah, I literally have like three or four different browsers pulled up. I'm on the DOJ site, and a couple of others. So nobody has it up yet. So we will get there. Facebook and YouTube. Natalie, I don't know. Facebook and YouTube, I'm not I'm not sure how many of you all are there. Let me know if you guys are ready to go because it's not nearly as interactive over there as it is here on TikTok. So I always kind of be like, dang, the video is already 3 hours long. Do I want to keep going over there in that world? That is the question. So, because what is going to happen is as soon as I get the report, I am going to print it out and we will start to go over it. So Thanks, Tracy. Gosh, you guys hit 500,000 likes. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let me just see real quick. I'm still waiting. Still waiting. Good night, Alice. See you tomorrow or later today, I guess. You're welcome, Sarah. So, Jazz, the January 6th report gets released now at midnight, and so we are working. My printer is a HP something. HP. It's an HP Office Jet 8015E. Bridget, Mom, I didn't even see what you said, love. Yeah, it's a long ass drum roll slit. It's a long drum roll. Everybody is scrambling like crazy, I'm sure. And they are not making this easy. Oh. Really? Uh Damn. Rick rolled. Because I was scrolling and I'm clicking like a different, you can't see, I'm on top and latest, and I was scrolling and accidentally hit it. Rick rolled. News.rickrolled. Yeah. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Oh my God. Come on, DOJ. I'm on the DOJ site, guys, as well. And oh, thanks, Margaret. You're taking one from the team and digging on X. Go ahead. I appreciate it. Because I got rid of X. Mm. For fuck's sake. Is what it. Is what it. Thanks, Priscilla, for extending your subscription. I didn't. I don't know. I'm in Eastern time. Yeah, no, it's Eastern time. Yeah, no, I'm there, guys. I mean, I don't know if people are talking about the January 6th report is up there, but that's from the committee. That's not Jack's report. So I don't know if that's what people are referring to or not. You're going to PM me? Yeah, go to TikTok. Cool. Perfect. I am going to go. So Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to go. Come over to YouTube if you TikTok. Jesus. TikTok if you want to continue. We are waiting on the release for Jack Smith's report. So that's what we're doing now. See you on TikTok.